Tonight, Claire's under pressure as rats invade the hotel.
I've had mice and frogs and snakes before.
No, didn't I?
Constantinos takes control.
No, I can't.
And Tracy finds love.
I can't marry you.
But will she take the plunge? It's midway through the season at the Chrysland Cove Hotel. Most of the 300 guests are enjoying their 2 weeks in the sun. There have been a few problems. Arguments over free drinks, complaints about the French entertainer, and fighting guests. But today is a fresh start. Area manager Mr. Papadopoulos is leading the charm offensive.
Morning to you. How are you? Nice reading?
Usually it's very rare to have a routine day.
Deputy manager Constantinos is also on patrol.
I don't understand why it's only a 3-star hotel, to be honest. The food is good, the entertainment is good, the staff is very nice.
Who is going to win the championship this year?
Manchester United.
Manchester United, the champion, yes? Very good.
It's very easy to please them on one hand, because we just know what they need.
What are you dreaming, sir? I saw you closing your eyes. Where do you fly?
We know their reactions. Oop.
Again, full satisfaction.
All the hotel's guests are special, but some are more special than others. This group of travel journalists are exploring Cyprus on a free trip. Marketing rep Tracy Holgate is their guide.
And it's a lot cheaper as well. If they've had a fun week, they remember us, they remember the company, and it makes them want to sell us.
Hello. First stop on Tracy's fun-packed tour is the Tan-Fantastic Booze Cruise. Radio reporter Martin Landell's last holiday was to Cleethorpes with his mum and dad. He's not quite sure what to expect.
I'm going to make sure I don't drop the microphone. Mainly just recording sound effects of various things that we've been doing. So when I get back to Aberdeen, put that all together and then do a voiceover and put a little mini package together. Why come to Cyprus? And this is my experience of being in Cyprus. This is the fun that I had. These are things that you can do when you go there as well.
Constantinos is still doing his rounds of the hotel.
What would you call somebody who respects things and then takes notes and... Inspector? I don't know.
Elsewhere, hotel rep Claire is dealing with the real problems. Some unwanted guests who have reappeared.
Since Tuesday, there's been no other sightings of these rats.
Oh, you're joking.
But there hasn't been any more sightings since Tuesday.
Yes, there has.
Well,
they're still there.
I mean, I've seen one of the rats myself, just lying up on the screen.
It's up on the rafters where they've got a canopy and it's all full of flowers. And it was only because my son was looking up. And my husband said, oh, it's a bird. And then he said to me, Mum, look. And I saw this tail hanging down.
If there was rats running around this place, we would be inundated. I mean, there would be people who would be demanding to be moved. We've had nobody requesting to be transferred of accommodation.
On the boat, Martin has been singled out for special treatment.
Oh, hold your hands.
Come on.
Well, I'll watch you first, and then if I think I'll like it, well, then I'll have a go.
Tracy's going to make a man of him.
So we're a bit safe.
What noise does a shark make?
Martin's from Aberdeen, which averages 3 hours of sunshine a day.
Go on then.
I'll do it from Lower Dale.
After 3. 1, 2, 3. Come on.
Claire's still not convinced the rats are there. She's looking for evidence.
Is this what? This is the scene. This is the scene of the crime. As you can see, I mean, around you've got these fruit trees hanging down. I mean, if it came down to it, there was talk that they would even cut the trees down, but I honestly don't think it's going to be necessary.
Constantinos is still looking for problems.
It's so many, I forget. That's why I have this. I mean, I'm not superhuman.
Outside, Claire's young guests have found the rats that she didn't believe in.
And there's one there.
There's another one. There's one over here.
I've had mice and frogs and snakes before in accommodation where I've worked. But
Told you, didn't I?
Most guests are oblivious to the rat problem, but journalist Michael isn't impressed.
If I'd paid 90 quid all in, you know, I wouldn't complain. But if I'd paid £500 for a week, I don't think I'd be very happy. To be honest, I've seen better hotels in Croatia during the war.
The next day, Tracy's got another treat for her journalists. A trip to the local farm to try out the camels. Martin's in the hot seat again.
He's going to be on the fastest camel.
No,
This is our action man.
The slowest camel, the smallest camel, please.
The biggest.
The best
wildest
behaved
one.
camel.
No.
But Michael can't even face the idea of camel riding.
Just because I'm like here now and I'm about, you know, sneeze and I'm just allergic to anything that's furry.
Mr. Papadopoulos has decided to remove his furry friends as quickly as possible.
Because it's a hotel in full operation now, just
we do it once a month anyway, but it's the time of the year we need to do it more often.
Yes, but when we go now to do it, you know, just try to be as, you know, do it without discreet.
Don't worry.
The rat catcher has been called to put poison down behind the pool, but some guests are not convinced it will solve the problem.
We come down here every day. There's rat droppings at the pool. There's rat droppings this morning lying actually on top of the sunbeds. Until the foliage is removed, I mean, the rats are obviously going to be up there. We'll have to remove all that foliage up there and the foliage to the back here. And it's just, to me, it's unacceptable. My kids haven't been in the pool for the last, well, a week since we reported it.
Mr. Papadopoulos is still looking on the bright side.
I still believe that the Cypriot rats are not like the European ones, you know. They are smaller, they have a bigger tail, you know, and very rarely they come into the scene.
On safari, Tracy's leading the way.
That's all it is, Luna Park.
Doesn't look too bad, does it?
Hold tight and lean back.
It looks absolutely terrifying.
Who's next? Come.
And then it's Martin's turn.
Me?
Come on.
Me? You don't want to go on the front one? I'm going to get down.
Yeah,
Good on me. So all of you hold tight, lean back. Whoa!
Right. This is the type of camel I like to be in.
What's that?
Why? Well, because there's no heat, it's lovely air conditioning, music, drinks, the lot.
Things are hotting up round the pool area. Some of the guests are still not happy.
I'm not paying whatever I've paid for this holiday to come here. And for the rats to be running about and the rat drops to be about the pool.
Silly arguments.
For Deputy Manager Constantinos, the charm offensive is over.
It's not rats.
How are you so experienced?
It's small.
How come you're so experienced on rat problems?
Because I've seen them before.
How? When?
I've seen them before at home.
At home?
I'll put a question back to you. You're trying to say to me categorically there are no rats up there. I'll tell you categorically there are rats up there. I've seen one less than 40 minutes ago.
I've seen you going and I have witnesses. Also
We know you have witnesses.
Also
We
guests
know.
to see you go everywhere in the hotel at night, 4 o'clock at night. Also, I've 3, 2, going at the reception, going behind, going to certain places you shouldn't supposed to go. We haven't.
Constantinos accuses Mr. Hepworth of snooping around the hotel at night.
Like an inspector.
I have
Because we
never been
see you going like that. And also I have witnesses.
I have never been out of my hotel room.
Paranoid.
That's true.
This is getting to the stage where you're just coming back with petty, silly arguments. I have never been out of my bed at 4 o'clock. I have 3 children, aged 14, 12 and 6, who I have a responsibility for, who I care for, who you obviously don't care for.
I know what I'm saying. Is you four are having something against the hotel.
For the travel journalists, everything's more relaxed, and Martin's having the experience of a lifetime.
How are your legs?
A bit sore. I've cut the back of my leg on one of the... one of them stood on a pipe, plastic pipe, and slipped slightly, so that was the one at the front, and of course the others wanted to follow up and keep up with it, so they sort of increased their speed slightly. That was a bit frightening.
At the Cove, Claire has brought in head troubleshooter Christine to sort out the rat crisis and calm everyone down.
Is this through here? Well, no, we started off, it was over here. This little white one here.
Yeah. They're coming in from there where they're harvesting because they've cultivated all the fields. And it's brought them out here. But they've got a pane missing there, or is it just opened?
Well, I guess keep opening them up for the breeze.
If these are kept open, they're going to get in here.
It doesn't matter if those are open or not. If they're nesting up there, they can just come down. They can come down the side. They can come down anyway. They can come down the tree, yeah.
They're all going to have to come down. Every last one of them, all the way. And then just regrow them.
Martin's back and hiding away from Tracy in the shade.
I think the heat's got to be, and I've got a bit of a funny stomach as well. So I've taken some tablets for it, waiting for the stomach to calm down and just drinking lots of water.
It's the journalist's first night out, but there's no Martin.
Right, Action Mart is sadly out of action tonight.
He's got a little bit of a touch of sunstroke, unfortunately.
And backache.
From the camels. He's very pale-skinned, and the heat's just got to him a little bit. He's got plenty of water. We have checked on him. He doesn't want a massage, unfortunately.
I think she's done brilliant. Give her a big round of applause.
After the cabaret comes the knees up. Tuesday Night Live is the island's best-selling excursion, but it's not Michael's cup of tea.
It's just really weird just seeing that, you know. I'm glad I've seen it, you know, because I've never ever seen anything like this. I didn't even believe that it kind of went on in a kind of silly way, I suppose. You just kind of get used to sort of London life. We didn't expect this, to be honest with you. I would never have imagined this in my wildest dreams.
Today is Jeep Safari Day for Tracy and her travel journalists. Martin's struggling on.
It was just, I didn't feel right at all. It was what I felt yesterday morning. I just felt so tired again and, you know, just worn out. Just the heat getting to me.
Bambos, the driver, is an old friend of Tracy's.
That's it.
I met him the first time, actually, I came to Cyprus with the company. I'd only been in the job for 2 weeks, and I had to sit next to him on a Jeep Safari. And it was my first encounter with Cypriot men, and he absolutely terrified me.
How long have you been in love with Tracy?
2 years now. Yes. I saw her the first time 1 year and 8 months to be. Yes.
Do you remember the day?
It was Tuesday, 15th of June.
And he stalked me for about 3 days. And I ended up having to get from the restaurant to my room in the hotel we were staying at, because he camped out in the lobby for 3 days until I'd speak to him. I had to climb on my hands and knees between tables and chairs in the lobby, and it was very, very embarrassing. And basically he wanted me to come and live with him here in Cyprus.
So if you just split up and go in the both of them.
Claire's helping Tracy round up the journalists.
Just think of me while I have to write.
But, as expected, Michael has found an excuse.
Well, I've got a feature to do, but it's just so hot that it's easier to stay here, do it, and get it over and done with. I've got to rewrite this feature on expensive speakers.
No, school trips are a little bit easier, aren't they, just? Because you've got to have a letter off your mother if you don't want to go on a school trip.
Constantinous is still convinced the guests have been spying on him.
But 1 week ago, somebody, not saying whom, came from upstairs down here, a guest, went in there. He saw the staff, just saw them, said nothing, and then went deeper into the... And here is a storeroom anyway. Yeah. I'm not saying who he is.
Mr. Hepworth is not happy.
If he had any common courtesy or decency, I mean, Constantinous would come out and apologise, and then the matter, or I would lay the matter to rest. I'd be quite happy with a full apology for the false allegations that he's made against myself and friends of mine.
It's getting cloudy.
It's nice. It's more cooler up here. It's the time for 2 now.
You mean it's the time for 2?
Bedtime.
Bedtime? It's the middle of the day. It's only quarter past 1.
Doesn't matter for the time.
Every time we go around a bend, he goes quick.
And his fringes in his eye, and he keeps talking to Tracy, looking down a cleavage. Oi, I can do. Pay attention. Look at the road. He's not even listening, is he?
Bambos has decided to drop in at Adonis's bath, which is supposed to have special powers.
If you dive here, you come back out fresh and strong, like Adonis.
So how high is that up there?
12 meters.
Come on, Bambo.
Bambos is showing off. Claire swings out in style. And then it's Tracy's turn to show Martin the ropes.
Actually, just watching her do it is putting me off doing it.
And he proves a good pupil.
Come on.
Perhaps the pool's magic powers will help Martin later. Back at the Chrysland Cove, the trees are being removed. The rats have lost their home. Now it's time for peace offerings for the angry guests.
I've given her a note to say that I consider that what occurred on her holiday was slightly more than an inconvenience and merited a proper apology and not some token effort, winding basket return.
He says he hasn't got a problem, it's not the problem with you. I mean, he says thank you, but he doesn't want it really. He's left a note with it. He's saying it's not you that he had a problem with, it's Constantinous had plenty of opportunity to apologise throughout the stay and he hasn't. And he won't accept this, basically. He's left a note with it.
But Constantinos makes no apologies for his methods.
It's halfway in, you know what this means?
It means I'm out.
No. It was the only way.
Is there always such a speedy response?
The safari's over, but Bambos makes one last attempt to win Tracy's affections.
I can't. You know I can't. I've got a husband. I've got a husband at home. Well, a nearly husband at home. I'm sorry. Okay, see you later. Bye. Thank you.
She's got his address and phone number in her
No,
bag.
I have not.
It's the journalist's last day. Claire and Tracy have brought them to Waterworld, a 20-ride water park voted the best in the world.
So have you done this before then?
Never. No, Martin. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be doing this either. I know how dying you are to do it, so I thought I'd accompany you.
Are you a bit unsure about going on it?
Very unsure. Are you very unsure? What are you like? Oh, well, you're an action man, aren't you? Anything goes with you.
As usual, Martin is following Tracy, this time down the 50-foot water slide. But it's not enough for the fun-loving Tracy.
Kamikaze now. Come on.
I don't know.
Get up there and see how you feel.
Go on the tyres first, and I'll think about it. Yeah, tyres first.
Tyres are easy. That's the next step from that one, is that one.
With its 60-foot sheer drop, the kamikaze is the ultimate challenge, but Michael still isn't taking part.
It's not really my cup of tea. There's just too many queues, too many people. If it was salty water, it wouldn't be too bad, but this isn't, you know, this isn't my idea of paradise. It's kind of, it's a bit too Coca-Cola for me.
The Hepworths are on their way home. Constantinous doesn't seem too upset to see them go.
So you don't think he's going to come and apologise now?
I'll wait 5 minutes and see. Well, no chance. Thanks anyway.
There are 120 steps to the top of the Kamikaze's sheer drop, and Martin is counting every one of them.
My stomach's churning already just looking at it.
Lead the way.
It's the worst bit getting up these stairs.
You three will do it, will you, if I do it? Yeah, but the thing is, I've got to go first. How do I know you're going to do it?
I'm absolutely terrified, but it's one of those things that you'll go back this afternoon and you'll be like, I really wish I'd done it.
What's your name? Martin!
It's decision time. After a week of following Tracy, will Martin take the lead?
Lift one arm up.
Why?
Just lift one arm up. Put one on your nose and go. See ya. Bye.
I didn't think you'd do it.
Now for the fun-loving Tracy.
Don't push me too hard. Don't, please.
Don't worry about it. Close your legs, close your arms. Hey, bye. Take off. Just straight here. Okay, you ready? Here you come.
Claire spots a coward's way out.
No, she needs resource. I'm a nurse.
And Martin has the last laugh.
I could do absolutely anything.
Michael didn't write a story about his all-expenses-paid trip to Cyprus, while Martin's report on the island went out on prime time on Aberdeen local radio.
And yes, I did it after a lot of persuasion. Great fun, but I could only find enough confidence to do it once.
Next time on Holiday Hotel, Claire keeps the peace.
One of you apparently have said that you're going to slash his face with a bottle.
That's totally crap. I'll come out here, the geezer will grab me around the phone.
Kim cracks the whip.
If nobody gets that champagne, I think you're going to have to go in and get it.
And Tracy's under pressure.
She doesn't like me being late. Hang on, yellow light. Right, quickly. Hang on, what side of the way was it?